All right. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Welcome to Conversation Lovers Only. I'm your host, Joe Budden. And as promised, one of my favorite people, Reason, if you are there, you have to unmute that microphone. There you go.
Yes, sir. What's the deal, Joe?
Oh, Big Reese.
Yeah, it's been too long, man. It's been too long, dog.
I know, because you chose a side, but it's cool. You back. It's cool. You back, though. Round of applause for Big Reese, man. Oh, I missed you.
I miss you too, dog, for real. And congratulations on all the success. I've been of course watching everything, and we got to talk about some stuff in person. But it's all jokes about how successful you've gotten. Like it's dope to see.
Well, do you come to New York now, or have you stopped
I,
coming here?
Nah, I'll be there soon. I'm definitely gonna reach out to you. I want to stop by and see the new and improved studio that you got. You look like you're looking over mountains and horizons and whatnot. I got a lot of glowed up, jokes for you. Just beautiful seeing where you came from and when I first met you and shit like that. It's literally just like surreal. And I know that walking through it every day. So you've seen all the ups and downs it took to get there. But I want to give you your flowers on that, bro. That shit is incredible.
Oh, Reese, you're gonna make me cry, man. You're gonna make me cry. But yeah, you do have to come to the new spot.
Definitely do.
We got a different situation now. You know what I mean? Got a balcony, got
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, I heard y'all got rules too. Like you can't even do certain things. Am I right? Like you can't smoke in there or something like that? Is that correct?
Well, that would be ghetto.
Okay.
Smoking on set. That would be classless. Why would you do that with a huge balcony behind you?
That's what I'm saying. I'm impressed.
Now, Reese, what have you been doing, buddy? What have you been up to?
Man, it feels like a weighted question. Yeah,
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 for
it feels like a loaded question for sure. The PC side is I have an album coming out within the next couple months. That's the PC side of it, but the real life side of it is it hasn't been like the best or the worst. It's just been life, like a lot of different changes, a lot of me understanding myself and having to constantly rediscover like who I am as a person, ego checking. That's been a big thing. Not in the cliche way, but a lot of therapy. And I say not in the cliche way because everybody says that they go to therapy, but I was kind of driven to therapy, by outside situations and outside people, and now I just enjoy doing it. But it's taken a lot to kind of get where I'm at now in the mental space. But I've never stopped the music though, because music for me has always been therapeutic. That's why I got into it, and so I got a lot of. It's almost like I got like a whole book written of what I've been through these last 2.5, 3 years, just through the music in itself.
Hey, Reese.
I don't know if I completely answered the question yet.
Reese. Oh man, see, this is what happens when you don't talk to niggas in a while, man.
Nah, but this the thing though, Joe. I'm not these other niggas though, bro. You can ask me specifically, and I'll tell you specifically. You know what I'm saying?
Because I hear I hear your media training. I hear you's a good talking nigga. You're a good rapper. You're a great rapper.
I've been that way for a long time.
You said all that shit and didn't answer
It
shit.
didn't say nothing, huh? It didn't answer nothing, huh?
You didn't answer not one fucking question that I asked. You told me outside. I had to start listening close. Outside forces drove you to therapy. It was some ego checking the last few years. I had to do some understanding of who I am, and now I got music coming.
All right, well let's get. Okay, yeah, you're right. Let's get specific. And we'll dig even more specific when I'm in person with you. But I've been through a relationship where I had a stalker that broke into my crib, hacked into my phone. I've had that. I've had battles with depression and thoughts of suicide, something that I've never thought that I would go through myself. I've had the highlights, which is feeling myself so much and thinking that I'm on this mountaintop that can't be knocked off, that I kind of lose track of who I am and lost some friendships that I've had since I was like 5 years old.
Oh man, this is gonna be one of
up on money, albums. Down on money. Yeah, like I've been through a lot, and even going even more in detail later on and whatnot. It's just been things that I never thought that I would have to, you know what I mean, experience, and things that if I'm being like taking the arrogance out of myself, things that I used to look at other people like as they were weird for going through those things. You know what I mean? Not thinking that I would never be the person to like walk that path. And so, you know, it's been an experience. It's been some shit that I never thought I would go through, but you know, I'm glad I'm still here on the other side of it for sure.
Well, I'm also very glad about that. Thank God.
I appreciate that.
Which came first, the stalker or the dark depression?
The stalker came first. The stalker came first. Thank you.
Yeah.
That situation, you know, that definitely contributed to it. Joe, I'll say this, and I never claimed to be like, you know, the best man in the world and whatnot, but you were never as paranoid until you feel like, not even feel like, know that somebody is literally like hacked into your phone and can like come into your home whenever they want to, come and go as they please. Like, that is the scariest shit that I've probably ever been through in my life.
Well, how long were you with the girl?
We were together for 2 years at that point.
Oh,
But the other chick was like some shit that I just like hit on the dark nigga night, and then it kind of developed into her wanting to be in a space that she still existed, but I didn't want her to be there when I was with, you know, the girl that I was with. And it just
this exact thing. And the side
like
stalker, right?
Man, like it was the craziest shit that I've ever like been through in my life, bro. Like it was like, and like I said, like it led to, you know, some of those dark depression, you know, other stuff led to that too, but that was a big factor in it. You know what I mean? Is dealing with that shit and, you know, looking over your shoulder and asking, you know, people for help, trying to handle it like a nigga that don't work, try to go to the police, they don't give a fuck, like all of these things, you know what I mean? And yeah, it was you know,
I didn't go to the cops. You took it further.
yeah, I definitely I was trying to get this bitch out of my life, bro. Like bitch in the most respectful way I could say it. But yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Okay. So you just have had a bad string of events for a few years.
Yeah.
Tell me about the friends we lost.
So friends we lost was more generated from it was a couple friends, but one in specific, his name is Ro, and that was on me. Yeah, because I said his name because it was on me. I'm said his name because I'm not gonna shit on him. I'm gonna take accountability for it. But it was just on me being in a space of life where I was just self-centered and focused on only myself. You know what I mean? And this is somebody that was like a brother to me. And I'm trying to rebuild the relationship, but like, you know, he had a son, I wasn't there. He turned 30, I wasn't there. He went through a lot of things in life, ups and downs and darkness himself. And I was just never there. You know what I mean? I was just being a really, really shitty friend, not purposely, but just so caught up in my own shit and being down and dealing with that stalker situation and back and forth in my relationship and all these other things that I'm taking accountability for it, because regardless of those things that I'm going through, I knew that he needed me and I wasn't present for him. You know what I mean? And so, not saying that that he did everything right on his end also, but just knowing and taking accountability for what I can take accountability for, I knew I wasn't even remotely there as much as I should have been there. You know what I mean? And so that space was something that was like, when you lose a friend that has been with you that long, it's like damn near like a blood brother. Even that felt like a breakup in a way. You know what I mean? And so going through that was just another one of those many things that just kind of added to that dark space and whatnot that I was in.
What a fucking rut.
Yeah. Nah, it's been a rough, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a rough 2.5, 3 years. I've definitely had some highlights and some good times and whatnot. But it's definitely, this has been probably the most challenging 2.5 to 3 years. And then on top of that, you add like not being outside with the music the way that I've wanted to be. Like I'm not like other artists. I didn't duck away because I wanted to duck away. Like I wanted to be outside. I just haven't been able to, for whatever reason, you know, be as active as I wanted to be.
Do you understand how life shit happening does affect your professional output?
For sure, to a certain extent, I understand how it's a business, and you know, life happening, and you're not even always up to, on a personal standpoint, you're not even always up to it to be outside and active if you're going through shit. But then on top of that, everything that we went through in the last 3 years with COVID and quarantine, that also, you know, affects business because, you know, if you want to drop something, you also want to be outside and performing and tour it. But if I'm gonna just be honest, Joe, like I just kind of also don't give a fuck. Like I'll be wanting to be outside, bro. Like I got into music to release it. Like, just to be complete. Like I got into music like when I'm going through shit, bad or good, I got into music to make the music and release it and put it out. And so that's where I would rather, you know what I mean? I'm more happy when I'm active. I'm at a music video shoot right now, like literally like ducked off in the room, you know, talking to you. But I'm saying that to say I like to work. I don't like to go away. You know what I mean? So yeah, that kind of added to my, you know what I mean, my darkness and depression also.
Well, how active were you in the studio when all of this was going on?
My bad. Say that again, Joe. I got to call that to hang it up. One more time.
How active were you in the studio when you had all these things going on?
Oh, all the time. All the time. That, like I said, that's how I released it.
There.
So like,
all right.
Yeah, I was still there. Like I got records about all the shit that I'm talking to you about because that's how I release it. That's what I'm saying. I know a lot of other, like my vices that I have to when I go through shit, my vices are the same. It's alcohol, sex, music. Those are my vices. Those are the vices that I can't shake. That's what I turn to when I'm going through shit. And I've done that more than I've done in my entire life going through these things. You know what I mean? Like that's what I turn to kind of, so yeah, to answer your question, I was there the entire time.
Okay, so it don't sound like we're getting a Happy Reason album coming up next, and that's great with me. I think that people probably make their best music when going through trying times. So I anticipate a really good project from you.
Yeah, I think, and this is not the PC side of me. I think, and this is more speaking to where music is right now. Like everything is. I'm being real, Joe. I think I got album of the year, bro. I think I do, bro. Hey, Joe, and I'm not even trying to go there, but that's less on reason. I got a lot. Just listen to me. Let me finish real quick. That's less on the confidence that I have in my own music, but more on like everybody's dropping pieces of shit. This shit is bad right now, bro. It's really, really, it's bad right now, Joe. Like for real. Like if you say
Reason. Is Reason there? Reason, you're breaking up. God is trying to stop you. I hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so name me a good album you've heard this year. And I know that I know this is tough for you because you're at a different space now, so you have to be more politically correct than I do. That's fine. You know, I'll take those ones.
No, but if I had a list of the albums in front of me, then I would easily tell you. But I listen to a lot of music. A lot of music.
I do too. And I just haven't really liked much. I liked Hit Boy's album.
I like Metro Boomin's album.
Love Metro Boomin's album. I will say that. I wasn't really completely counting Metro because like he's not. I'm more speaking about the artists that are actually like the song, you know, that's performing on the album from an audio standpoint. So I did love Metro's album. I loved Metro's album.
If I saw a list of who dropped, I would have no problem telling you what was.
You think you could tell me some good albums this year? You think you could tell me some good albums from this year?
Now you're gonna make me Google it. Now you. All right, let me.
I'm just saying, man. It's been a rough year.
Rap albums that dropped this year.
It's been a rough year, and on top of that, I feel like there's a reason for it. I do feel like there's a reason for it. No pun intended. I don't think that it's because artists aren't capable. I think it's because of where we are from a marketing standpoint, and everybody's focused on. I think the word viral killed music.
Nope, sorry.
That was come on. I feel the same way. I feel the same way about
Young Moody, no, I don't know that. Key Glock, yep, nope. Greedo, yep. Young Bull.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Is that what's been going on this year?
It's been bad.
I loved Absol's project. I loved Absol's.
That was last year. That was last year. That was December. So I just didn't count it. That was December. So I just didn't count it. But that's what I'm saying. But I love solo album though. Yeah.
You have not been present enough or active enough to come back all of these years later and talk shit about the people that are here.
Joe, I agree with you on that. So I agree with you that what I'm saying should not be taken with the weight because I'm an accountable person. I haven't been present enough for me to say that. But I'm still gonna say it. Like I still stand by it. Like
you gotta have like a slap. Like you gotta that has to be able to stand on something when you say it. That's what we can say it. And 1,000%. When you say it, it's gonna stand on this guy's one of the better lyricists we have, so we have to listen to what he's saying. But for you need
I got records
supportive act.
Yeah. 1,000%. I got records on there too. The only thing that this album is I would say missing from what is quote unquote the checklist on the album is the super big name features. I don't have that. I have some dope features and people that I love, but I don't have the Kendrick verse or the Cole verse or, you know what I mean, the Drake. I don't have that. And so I know that is going to hurt me from the public eye standpoint just because some people aren't even going to put ears on it because of that.
Why don't you have it?
I don't know, Joe. That's another loaded question we got to get into at another time. But I don't have that. I don't have that.
All right. Well, slow down.
I don't have. I know. I'm trying to.
Oh man, I love Reason, yo. In 3 years, one of those names should have been on this project.
I agree.
And if we don't see that name there, then we're gonna assume what we assume. And for me, I've been through this shit before, so I kind of understand what's going on. But
yeah, it's just it's battles, it's ups and downs and battles, man. But I love the music though. Like I have some of the best production on the album. I got Boy Wonder and his whole camp on the album. I got Super Mario. I can breathe.
I didn't ask you none of that.
I gotta shout out my guys, Joe. They helped me make this incredible.
Yeah, you gotta shout them out. I'm still trying to get to the missing verse. I didn't leave the missing verse yet.
All right, you gotta ask more specific questions, Joe. I'm not dodging your questions, but you gotta ask some more specific questions.
Why is that person not on this project?
Okay, so let's just tackle the big three. Don't have access to Drake. For Cole, I've sent over joints, always responds to me, but it just was never, it was never the joint that he was looking for. And I have a budget I'm willing to pay for the verses. I don't have no problem with that. You know what I mean? Shit like that. But it was just never the right situation for me to even be able to get to the business end of it. And I personally think that there's that, and I'll say this on record, I have no problem. I think that there's always that hesitation with Cole on his side, and I don't know this for a fact, so this is not a fact, this is just my personal opinion. I think it's always that hesitation from Cole's side with being on a TDE project with like a more up-and-coming artist because we don't give those to them, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't gotten a Sizzle or Dot joint with an up-and-coming artist. So I think there's that hesitation that's always there. You get what I'm saying? Because it is that competition between TDE and Dreamville over there. And then as far as Dot, like Dot hasn't really been since I signed with the label. When I signed with the label, Dot was already kind of making his transition out, him and Dave. So I've never really had that relationship with Dave or Dot to even be able to secure a verse or a collab. Dot gave me ad-libs on my last joint, but that was like it's kind of as far as it goes. You know what I mean? I've never had that relationship with him. He was already on his way out. Like I have a close relationship with Cole than I do with Dot. And that's not shitting on Dot. That's just me being honest in the standpoint. I've done more shit with Dreamville than I have with Kendrick. You get what I'm saying? So for those three, that's kind of like where that's where the absence comes from. That's where it is.
This means that you have to stop talking shit to Jid.
Jid, my dog, man.
While I'm listening to you say all this, I'm thinking back to you and Jid, and now y'all was talking. Now listening to this little feature conversation, you gotta leave it.
Jid, my dog, man. Shout out to Jid.
No,
That's
we
still
ain't
my
talking
brother.
about
Yeah. No,
that.
I know. No,
Yo,
I'm saying I feel the same way. I feel the same way I felt back then. Me and Jake, we have a competitive relationship. That's my brother. I love him to death. But we gonna always like. I'm never gonna,
so then how
stop.
do you
Yeah,
feel when your brother, who for me, I guess would have been Fab, who's on
yeah,
another label, who's in a different system, getting a different support, getting different
yeah,
features, while I'm
yeah,
over here solo on Def Jam, just every song by myself, trying to hold a house up together. Yes, I love you, and I'm glad you're doing great. But
yeah.
god damn, it would be nice to have half of the support that this person has. Speak to
Yeah.
that.
I'm me being honest, Joe, and you're not gonna like this answer, but I don't care, bro.
Oh, you
I've
full of shit.
always been. I'm not. I swear to
Cappuccino.
God, Joe.
That's
I'm gonna tell you.
cappuccino.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you
That's
why, Joe. I'm gonna
cappuccino,
tell you why.
Reeves.
I'm gonna tell you why, bro.
You
I
can't
never
tell me you
care about.
competitive and then tell me I don't care.
I don't care about my friends' success because how I view it is the more friends that I have that are super successful. Like if Jid becomes as big as Cole, I can now get a Cole feature. That's how I've always looked at it. I've never, ever, ever once, and maybe it's because I didn't start doing music when I was 13 and 12 and 11, like a lot of niggas did. Like I never had the desire to be like a mega superstar. I never have. Like I wasn't doing this shit when I was 11 and 10. I was playing basketball. So for me, I never feel away when one of my friends is doing really, really well because I feel like I need more friends that are doing really, really well. I feel like then it wouldn't be such a struggle to land certain situations, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if Jid and three other friends of mine all go crazy and they become the next Drakes and Coles and Kendricks and all of that, well, now I can get a feature and not have to burn the budget. And that's genuinely how I look at it. Like I'm competitive
Reason
in
that is the
art.
most
I, I swear
positive,
to God, Joe.
uplifting crock of bullshit I've ever heard anybody.
Joe, I swear to God, Joe, I've texted Dot records to Jid for Jid. I've texted them records and called them and tried. Like I'm telling you, like I'm not
I believe
that
that.
guy. I promise you. Yeah, I
I
promise you,
believe
I'm not
that.
that guy. Yeah, I want niggas to go crazy, bro. I'm being honest with you. I do. I want niggas that I have great relationships to go crazy, my niggas, so crazy that I can call them and be like, "Yo, it's that time." I'm being honest with you. It's self-centered. But it's like, yo, I need them to go crazy.
When are you making your radio freestyle run? When are you gonna go hit all of the spots?
The same
LA
time that I do.
Leakers,
Yeah.
Fletch, you know all the spots, and just go absolutely crazy. That's what I'm hearing needs to happen.
Now that's what I was about to say. That is the part that I'm super competitive on, and I'll stand on. I'll be doing that at the same time that I do the whole little 2-week press run, and that's the part that I stand by. That like I think I'm better than all of these niggas. I do. Like I did one already with Fire in the Booth, and I think if anybody goes and lines that Fire in the Booth up to any Fire in the Booth in the last year, I feel like mine is right there, like if not the best one, top 3. And I'm carrying that same weight when it comes to, my whole press run with the sways and the, flexes and, wherever it go, LA Leakers, all of those things. Like I carry the same. That's where I'm more competitive on. I'm not really competitive. I'm not competitive on sales, Joe, because that's shit that you can't control. Don't nobody control that shit, bro. Like I can't be competitive in a space that I don't have control over. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like we know how this shit runs. Like this shit runs by, machines and different support and luck also and being blessed, you know what I mean? But it's like, bro, like, like you can't control this shit. I love Ice Spice to death, but nobody could have told me that Ice Spice was gonna be as big as she was. I mean, as she is now. Like you don't control that.
Why? Why?
Because if we're going by the things that you can control, but that's what I'm saying, Joe. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, and I'm happy for her. I'm just more using her as an example to say you can't control this shit. You get what I'm saying? So why would I be in competition over some shit that I can't control? Like nobody knows who's gonna go crazy or do what. You can't control that shit.
No,
so why would
I want to? I want to stay on this part for a little bit because this is interesting.
Yep. Let's
what
do it.
would you say to the people that said that say that Ice Spice was in total control of her fate and her destiny. She's the one that made the record. She's the one that clipped it up. She's the one that put on little booty shorts and danced in every project building in the Bronx.
What I would say to that, Joe, is that it is a bunch of women that put on the booty shorts and shake their ass and look pretty and do all of that shit. It's a bunch of people that do all that shit. I'll give you a prime example. Like I said, I'm not PC like these other niggas, so I'll give you specific examples.
Give it to me.
Taylor Swift's husband said some racist shit about Ice Spice. Instead of Ice Spice, now this is smart on her end. I give her and her team a lot of credit. Instead of them condemning him, they get a Taylor Swift feature. Nobody's in control of that. Who knew that this nigga was gonna say this wild ass shit about Ice Spice? But then that lands her a Taylor Swift feature. Like I can't compete with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not hating. This is the truth, Joe.
You hating?
This is the truth. You can't hate on no girls, man. I'm not hating. I'm happy that it happened because I'm
doing all right before that white woman's husband got
come on, Joe.
Crazy.
No, she was. But she wasn't gonna be on. I'm more saying it's a Taylor Swift.
If you're trying to say that some of this shit if you're trying to say that some of this shit you can't plan for, then you're absolutely right.
That is the point that I'm making, is that you cannot plan for a white woman's husband to say some racist shit, but what you can do is capitalize off it. And I give Ice Spice and her team credit for that. Capitalize off them. Don't condemn them. Use them. I give them credit for that. Use that white girl, get on her album, go crazy.
But in the music business, it's y'all's job to capitalize off everything.
I agree.
Those are the people that seem to profit and do well and succeed.
I agree wholeheartedly. And there's things that I've dropped the ball on in my career capitalizing on, but then there's also things that I just don't want to capitalize on, Joe. I'm just being honest with you. I just don't care enough. Like, I don't care enough to do some of the shit that these niggas will do. And that's no shade to them because maybe they got into it for other things.
Yeah, but this is the problem. See, I'm all the way with that. But I think when we met, you told me your goal in this shit was to be respected by the people that you respect as one of the best. I think that's what you told me to focus on.
I did. I'm surprised you remember that. But that was exactly what I told you, yes.
Well, I remembered it because that was my goal when I got the record deal. That was special to me.
Gotcha.
But you haven't shown up enough.
I agree.
Recently for us to call that card.
I agree.
So you can't then say, all right, I don't care about the sales and all of that shit that these people do. I never cared about that. That's true. But then to say that, you got to show up for the part that you did care about.
1,000%.
No matter what.
That's been the part that's kind of led to my darkness and depression, is that I've wanted to show up in that area more. I want to put out more music. I want to do more freestyles. I want to be more present. I want to give, I want to give as much music as I possibly can, because I still stand on those words that I told you. Like, I got signed with the label in 2017. I would have never thought that I would only be one album in. Like, this is my second album. That's crazy to me, especially when you know what I mean? That's crazy. Just being like, just being straightforward and whatever. That's crazy to me. So that is part of the thing that led to me going through the shit that I went through, was like, I haven't been able to stand on what I got into this shit for, which was not the sales, but it was, I wanted to be able to walk, just like, I wanted to be able to walk into rooms and the niggas that I admired, be like, yo, that's one of the niggas. Like, it meant the world to me. And I'm not saying this, I'm talking to you, but I've told you this off the record. It meant the world to me that you thought I was nice, because you was like one of my favorite niggas. You get what I'm saying? Like, so for me, that means more than a plaque. A plaque don't mean that. Like, DJs get plaques for spinning records. No hate on DJs, but they get plaques for spinning records. I'm saying it to say that the plaques don't mean nothing to me. Like, it meant more to me that some of my favorite rappers, that it meant more to me that Cole told me I was nice. That meant the world to me, but I got to be more consistent and more active to be able to get that to the level that I want to, that I want to experience that. And so that's what I'm trying to, spin around and change this time around.
Is there anything that you could do outside of the label, like independent, not independent, but independent of them to help better the situation? Have you ever thought about what do you think
Yeah, go
about
ahead.
this class of the rapper actors?
I'm
There's a
not
lot of
familiar
them.
with it. I'm not
No, I'm
familiar
just
with it.
saying all of the different rappers now that
Oh,
are
got you.
also acting. Like it seems
Yeah.
to be a class of them from Joey Badass to
I was just about to say
Dave
that.
East to
That's something that I do want to get into. I actually had a combo with Joey about that at a party, and me and Joey are decently close, and he was more than happy. He was like, "Yo, if you want to get into that, I can point. I can't promise you anything. I can point you in the right direction." But say that to say that is something that I do want to get into. I've always wanted to be into acting, but I don't. But I also don't feel like it matters as much if I'm not taking care of my business on the music side. Like I feel like the only reason why it works the way that it works is also because those dudes have done their share on the music side. You get what I'm saying? Like they have, they have the amount of albums. They're 4 or 5 albums in. They are, you know, 200 records in. They're all of these things in that allows that to be able to be amplified. And I could be wrong. That's just my opinion on it. That could be me subconsciously making an excuse for not doing it, or it could be, like it's just my opinion. Basically, it's my opinion on it.
hmm.
But to
You
answer your
sound
first
like
question, I'm not aware of what I can necessarily do. I do know that we're having talks about being more consistent already. Like, so it's not like what I'm saying is something that's so off kilter that like we've already had these conversations within the label. Like, we all got to be more active. Not just me, all of us. We all got to be more active.
okay,
So
good.
that's just something that I'm looking forward to in the future in general. Is all of us being more active, every single one of us.
Being over there though, how soon,
Yeah.
even if you had back to back albums ready to release, how soon do
Yep.
you think you'd be able to do that?
Now I think within realistically now within like a 9 to 12 month span. Like you saying, like if they were ready and loaded up, already loaded up,
Yeah.
like music done, I would say
Hmm.
realistically like a 9 to 12 month span. Because
Not too
just
bad.
me thinking about, yeah, it's not too bad. Just me thinking about, but that's where we are now. It took us some work to get there. You know what I mean? Like restructuring and different mindsets and whatnot. But now where we are now, I would say about a 9 and 12 month span. But where we honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, where we honestly got to get better at is just, or let me not speak on everybody else because I've gotten in trouble for that in the past. What I need to be better at is putting out music in between the albums. That's really where I feel like I've dropped the ball, if that makes sense. Is more features, more Lucy records, more 5 minute, just go crazy type raps, more experimental shit in between to see if it'll land with the people or not. If it don't, haha, I was just joking. Hillbillies. If it do, then I knew this was gonna happen. That's what I need to be. I would say I need to be better at doing.
Yeah, you've been. Now that I'm
It's been too
listening, it
quiet.
sound like you've been on some rapper soft life type shit. Yeah,
It's
now that
been
I'm
too.
listening, because you've been too volunteer. I'm not talking about everything that you've been going through in life, but
Yeah, yeah,
professionally.
yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't. You do got to throw something out, a Lucy, a 2-pack, a
Yeah, you get what I'm
EP.
saying? Exactly, exactly. You got to be active, bro. We're not in the day and era where you cannot be it don't matter how good of an artist you are, if you're not active, it
How old are you again,
it
Reese?
I'm 32, 32.
I knew I was
So
gonna say
yeah.
33. Yeah, you. All of this sounds like that 33-year-old shit. It does. I ain't gonna lie to you. This whole time you've been talking, I've been like, I bet he's 33. Yeah, nah. You come on,
Yeah,
come
it
on,
got
come
it,
on,
it
come
got
on.
to be that. It's not that space no more. You know what I mean? And I've known that it's just, I think that sometimes our legacy as a label is so big that we mentally like get in our own way as far as like just going because we think that, and it's because our fans are really critical. So it's like anything that we drop, they look at it as like we're trying our absolute hardest, and this is the rollout. This is the first single. All of that, and I think because of that, we put too much pressure on ourselves when we need to just let shit go. You know what I mean? Like the music that we making is for the people. We got to just give it to them more, and that's what that's the part that I feel like has been missing.
When do you think you want to drop?
I'm trying to be here within the next 45 days. Like
Really?
1000%. Yeah, like in the next 45 days. I'm trying to be there. Like I'm at a video shoot right now. This is the last video I need to wrap up before we can like, go all engines blazing. And I'm trying to be there like as soon as I can possibly, get a date on calendar that we can stick with. But the music's done and I'm about 80% done with my next joint and I'm about 60% done with a collab project. So like I'm working like nonstop. I'm in that type of mindset. I'm in the mindset where just what you said, I can say all these things, but I can't stand on them because I haven't done enough. So I'm in the mindset of I'm saying these things, I'm about to stand on them. Like, and I'm not gonna be shy about saying them because to me that would be like the coward's way out because I've already said them before in the past. So I'm not gonna backtrack on them. I just gotta stand on them now. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like where I'm at mentally with the work.
Is this project better than your last?
Definitely, in my opinion. In my opinion, I feel like it's better than my last because of the production. I feel like the production has taken a major step, like upwards. So production alone, I feel like it's much better than my last. And there's an actual story that goes along with this project and skits that will, tie everything together. So yeah, I think it's better than my last.
Plans to tour?
Definitely plans to tour and hopes to go out of the country. I've never been out of the That's what I'm saying, Joe. It's a lot of shit that I haven't done for me to be here since 2017. Like I've never done a show out of the country. Canada don't count.
Wow.
They're us. I've never done one, bro. Ever. Like Canada don't count.
Wow.
I've never been I was supposed to go with Rock when he went to very odd. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, well, I mean, COVID is one thing, but also it's like that's a big part that people don't understand that goes with growth. I mean, I know you understand, but that the average fan doesn't understand what that goes with growth of an album. I've been here since 2017. I've only done 2 tours. I talked to Jid, and he had basically told me while we was on tour, I was like, how did you expand so quickly? He was like, bro, I did like 250 shows in a year. Like, he was like every time you're on stage, you have a chance to grab people, make people your diehard fans. I did like 250 shows in a year. Like, that's part of the reason why, I am where I am. So it's more just about me, doing all of these things that like, the normal artist will do to be able to put themselves in that position. I just got to be outside more. That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, you good.
And are you prepared to be outside more?
1,000%. 1,000%. And that's my plan. Like, that's my goal that I'm pushing for.
I'm going to be looking, goddammit.
Yeah, that's my goal I'm pushing for is to be outside. I want niggas to get tired of me. Like, every time they look up, it's some, reason doing something. That's the type of time I want to be on.
Yeah, you got to get your TikTok dance together.
I'm not doing that. Those are the parts that I told you. I'm not. I'm not doing it, bro. I can't.
Hey, we got to be outside this time around.
But big ups to the TikTokers though. Like I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at it. Big ups to them niggas too. Like I'm not mad at it, but yeah, I just can't do it.
Whenever you get to New York or New Jersey, please shoot me a text, man, so we can do this in person. So we can get
I definitely will. I'm gonna shoot you a text maybe a week or 2 before. I know y'all be like super booked and busy now, so I gotta make sure I can squeeze in. That's why that was one of my.
Not at all. If you shoot a text, I shoot it right back. You just haven't shot a text since.
No, I meant super booked and busy with the shit crazy. Hey Joe, get your shit up.
Yeah, because I don't like that shit. Hey, I don't like that shit. And that's why I try not to be friendly with you fucking rapping niggas. I don't like that shit.
But see, Joe, the difference is I'm not sensitive. You can get your shit up. I feel you. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not sensitive.
No, I'm gonna get my shit off in person.
Yeah, regardless.
Yeah, no, my jokes are funnier in person.
But no, what I meant is when I first came to the show, it was reason thanks for stopping by, but we don't have no guests. And now it's a whole guest platform. You told me specifically.
It is not a guest platform. Stop
Joe, you told me specifically this will not be the PR stop. That is what you told me specifically to my face. This will not be the PR stop.
How many times did I tell you that the first time I met you?
Told me that the first time you met me. You said, Reason, I love that you're here. I love your music. thank you for bringing the alcohol because I brought you some alcohol. You said, but I do want you to know you are not coming on the podcast. This will not be a PR stop. But then you let me on the podcast that day. I will say that.
See?
So you showed love and let me on there that day. I'm just saying
See?
that it's become the PR stop. It's become the PR stop, which is nothing wrong with it. I think it's beautiful.
I do not think that we've become that, but I receive what you are saying.
Okay, that's fair. I live with that.
I try to stay away from these niggas' nasty little PR runs. I do.
Yeah.
But sometimes
that was gonna be my first
with
thing.
a few of them.
Yeah, not for sure. And you're really good at it. Like I think I told you that off the record. When you did the Zay sit down, I said you're really good at it, bro. Like for real, I would have never thought that given your association with human interaction.
Yes.
But you're really good at it.
Thank you. Thank you, Reese. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, but it's funny. I definitely got to pull up. Man. Yeah, I got to pull up, man. I'll be there very, very soon, like within the next month, and I'll shoot you a text for sure.
What's the name of the project? Can you tell me that?
I can't tell you that yet. I can't say that yet. Yeah, I can't get that yet.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
Are you?
Man.
You're at? Is it your video shoot?
Yeah, it's my video shoot.
That's
what I'm saying. I'm ready to get going. Top likes us to have a couple music videos tucked away before we press go. So this is the last one I gotta kind of have tucked away before we press the button on it.
All right. Well, send my love and regards to the gang.
1000%.
Can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to do this in person. Please don't forget to text when you get here, man.
No, I'm definitely not. I told you, I'm gonna hit you a little bit before too. Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all be already having your guest booked and shit. So, I want to make sure I squeeze in.
Yeah, there you go. Have your publicist reach out. You know what I mean? Stop playing with me, man.
That's what I'm saying. They hit me. They was like, you think Joe will let you on the show? I said, the nigga better let me on the show.
I love when they say that. I love when they say that. You think Joe will let you on?
Yeah, you think Joe? I swear to God, hey Joe, I'm not Kevin. That nigga really told me that. He said, you think you can hit Joe and ask him you can come on the show? I said, this is crazy.
No, tell him we good, man. Tell him we got
you.
1000%.
1000%.
All right, man. Enjoy your video shoot, Reeves. I love you. Can't wait to talk to you. Have a blast over there.
All right, man. Appreciate you and love you too, bro. I'll hit you.
Anytime.